Hey, hey, brothers, all my sisters, all my kings, all my queens. Your boy the Doozy back with another video. Have to be extra careful. The car's parked like this, so with the phone standing here, it just fell twice as I'm trying to record this video. But yeah, shout out for checking me out. Back with another video. Shout out to all first time and returning subscribers. We got a chair in the back, you feel me? Today is Monday, the 8th of April, 2024. The time is currently maybe 12 minutes past 5 p.m. Let's get it. You see by the title, Cutting People Off. Okay, so I've been watching videos of Steph is Cold. He's a YouTuber. And I feel like this just led me to this topic, right? I have another brother, and we're speaking about a situation with a girl. This is old news now, but what had happened is I cut her off, right? And you're saying, Doozy, you always cut people off. This whole real nigga thing doesn't really exist. Some people, you just have to keep it like in between, you feel me? And I thought about it, but I don't agree, right? So I'm coming to y'all, and I pray the Holy Spirit anoints my lips, right? But I'm coming to y'all from a Bible perspective. Firstly, Romans 12 verse 18 says, "If it be possible, as much as lieth in you, live peaceably with all men." This is the King James Version, right? Then somewhere else in the Bible talks about, do not be unequally yoked with unbelievers. Then it also talks about in another verse, come out from among them. And I don't know if it's wash your hands and I will accept you. Then I'm going to refer back to Proverbs 13 verse 20. He who walks with wise men shall be wise, but the companion of fools shall be destroyed. Woo! I just want to show you the coat, man. I switched up the buttons. Probably won't see it properly, but yeah, let's get it. You feel me? Trench white. Wait, is it cream white trench coat coming to my knees? For this ministry of rap, I'm charging heavy fees. Hey, that's one of the bars. Anyways, let's get it. I don't believe in keeping people but not being sure what's your association. So, me, I'm someone who has, since I've come to the knowledge of the truth, I'm someone who wants to live by the truth. I always want to know where we're standing with a person. Are we friends or are we not? I don't like this whole confusion, you not knowing. I want to be clear because that's how you build authentic relationships, authentic friendships. You know that, okay, this other person is for me, and they know that, okay, Mduduzi has my back no matter what. Hey, but it's been tricky out here. I won't even lie, man. So, guys, honestly, like, I'm starting to feel like you can't have girlfriends, right? Not a girlfriend, but girlfriends. And that's due to the reason because all my girlfriends, right, in the process, they've just acted weird, right? But I won't lie because most of these girls have been of the world. I haven't really had girlfriends that are Christian. Yes, I've had some, but they too were, it was shaky. So with me, right, like when it comes to friends and cutting off friends, I believe in it because you have to know where you stand with someone, right? And if someone is not for you, why are you keeping them in your life? That's the question I want to ask you. Like, my bad, guys, I'm very careful. I don't want this phone to fall, like even how I move. But Why would you want to keep someone in your life that is fake, right? Someone who you're not sure where you stand. Let me tell you guys about this other brother, right? There's a brother, he's a twin. We grew up together, same complex. I've been living here for a minute, right? So he lived here, then he ended up moving out, but we were close, right? We used to play together, so our moms are in communication, which faded, right, as it rightly should when someone moves away, unless you guys are good friends. But, you know, like, I won't even lie, like, back in primary, I still remember in primary, he was more popular than I wasn't a part of, like, the popular squad, you feel me? And it was clear. High school, we never hanged out, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, there was always this thing of we grew up together. The other day, I'm coming home from work. I see him, he's at this other girl's house. So this girl is, I'd say maybe like 1 or 2 years younger than me. She's eyed, right? Like, honestly, pretty face, but she thin. So she's eyed, you know, like nothing's wrong with her. I bet most will find her attractive. But for me, honestly, I'm looking for a specific type of girl. And not to be rude, but I want my girl to have body, right? Body and face. But yeah, anyways, yeah, he's sitting with that girl. Now, there was a time he had came to visit that girl, right? So, and this was back then. He came to visit that girl, and I saw him, and I was like, hey, what's up? You know, and he kind of acted like, in my opinion, he kind of acted like I was the needy one. Even though, like, he came to, I won't say my complex, but where I'm living, he kind of acted like he was one up on me, you feel me? And that just made me feel like, you know, like, coming past the complex, I get that, you know, it's been years, but, you know, you don't even visit, you just go straight to that girl. So I understood. So when he came this time around, as I'm coming home from work, the girl notices me because she knows me, right? We don't talk like that. We haven't talked, matter of fact. But I've been in a situation where we were all together. So I know her. I know her name. But, like, we don't know each other like that. You feel me? But, yeah, so she noticed me. And she probably knows that we're friends. So she looked at me. He also looked at me. But when he looked at me, he didn't have no reaction. He just looked and he continued talking. So I was like, I'm not going to come out and greet the brother. Like, I don't mind doing it. I'm a believer. But you can see by the vibes that he's expecting me to pull up on him. And in the previous situation, as I said, it's like, he was kind of acting like I needed him. And I've got to a point, you know what I'm saying, like, I need people, yes. But I need people, but I don't need him, honestly. Like, wish him all the best. I only have love, but I'm not going to act like I need you. Like, it's been years apart. Like, we don't need each other. It's clear. So, I went past, and it's been like that, you feel me? So, I know for me, right, like, in my mind, he's not my friend. He's not my homie. If we were to see each other out, it could be like, oh, what's going on? But I'm not going to ignore, like, the fact that we both didn't greet each other. And for me, this is it. It's like, I don't do fake, my bad, friendships. I don't do just keeping people, not cutting people off. I'm the type to cut you off. Because what I've also seen is like, you know, I was thinking to myself, I live at home, right? If I were to get an apartment, for all the homies that we're not good and I didn't cut off, they're going to feel like, oh, Doozy's got an apartment, we up. But in actual fact, we not up. You know, I'm up and, you know, I'm generous, but I'm not going to let you stay at my house. Honestly, right? I'm not going to let you stay at my house. Probably knowing that, you know, like, you see it as an opportunity. You don't see it as, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to stay here. I'm going to get my life together. Then I'm going to catapult. It's going to be like, it's doozy. All things are good. I'm going to stay there without paying. I'm just going to, we living, doozy, we up. So like I've realized, like if you don't cut people off, that's the consequences. People can feel entitled, right? I had a homie and he knows himself. I remember we went to the bank together, you feel me, but by the ATM, and some lady made a joke on some, because I don't know, yeah, when the money withdrawals, right, it made a sound. Then she's like, oh, you taking out, oh, you won the lotto, something like that. Then he was like, yo, we rich, right? We up. So it just showed me that, like, because I considered him a friend, that's how he sees things. I win the lotto, we win the lotto, you know what I'm saying? And if you're not good friends, it doesn't matter. That's how he saw it. That's why I feel like brothers are so disappointed, or it feels like someone changed on you, because you're thinking that you guys are together, but when it happens, so happens that if I just, for example, won the lotto, he's gonna feel like he deserves a cut because he's my friend. You know what I'm saying? And for me, it's like, you have to be genuine with friendships. I remember there's a brother who was straight up on some, if you won the lotto, doozy, the first thing I'm doing is asking you for money. So you see how it is. It's like, and for example, he was like, I'm going to ask you, give me $1 million. And, I had done some reading and it showed that you can't give more than 100,000 without a tax clearance certificate. I'm not sure what that was about. But it's like, I was telling him about that. You can't give more than 100,000. He's like, what the? Nah, you feel me? I'm going to get that milli, you feel me? Nah, I'm over-exaggerating, but like, this is how people see things, right? Like, if you're friends, there's entitlement. So I felt like the best way to make my life simplified is to cut people off, right? There's one homie, man. He tried to make me feel bad. Like, what happened was I borrowed him money. He said he's going to pay, maybe let's say on the 10th and on the 15th. If he doesn't pay by the 10th, it's on the 15th. Tell me how I knew that he wasn't going to pay me. Anyways, the 10th passes, the 15th passes. And maybe on the 16th, I'm like, I knew you weren't going to pay the money. I'm cutting you off. And for what hurt for me is like, he borrowed money from me to send to another girl because she was in a predicament. And it's like, honestly, if you can't help someone, like even if she was in the worst possible situation, in order to borrow money from your friend to help someone, and I don't even think it was his girlfriend, I'm not sure, it might have been, but to just help a girl, right, and still not pay it back, I'm like, that's total disrespect. And you can't allow disrespect. This is what I've seen. The moment you allow disrespect, that's when they start doing it over and over again. With all things, something you just I had to learn, right? So basically, he borrowed money to send to this girl, and he asked me to send the money to this girl. So I was like, okay, first sign of disrespect, right? You're borrowing money. Anyways, I let it slide. I'm a believer. The Bible says when someone asks you, give. So I gave, he didn't pay me back. As I say, on the 16th, I'm like, you didn't pay me, I'm cutting you off. And he's like, I was going to pay you this, and this. They didn't pay me by the job. I was just going to pay you when the money comes in. And for me, it's like, he ended up paying me, right, with like, so basically, let's say he owed me 100 Rand. Half of the money he added, right? So in that case, he paid me 150. You feel me? So I'm happy that he paid me. He finally paid me. But what I don't like is you didn't say that, okay, my money hasn't come through, I'm gonna pay you. You just assumed, you just felt like I'd understand. deserves cutting off, because once you allow that, the disrespect just keeps coming more and more. And like for me, when I cut people off, I judge your character, right? We believers, and the Bible says you'll know them by their fruits. If someone's fruits ain't right, you'll see it, right? So also with me, like, before I cut everyone, I assess you, like, are you really good for me? If it's no, I'm cutting you off. And you know what? I feel like it's needed, right? And it's what you have to do to progress. Like, a lot of people keep talking about your friends hold you back. And guys, this is true. Like, I don't want to even lie. The wrong type of friends, let me add that, the wrong type of friends hold you back. How crazy is this? Listen to this, right? And I haven't cut these brothers off yet. But time is ticking, and the right thing is to cut them off. They'll probably be surprised, but this is what I believe I should do. So what happened was, watching a Black Coffee interview is like, if your friends don't motivate you to achieve, right, if they doubt you, they're not your real friends. What ends up happening is, I'm with two homies. I'm like, you know what? I feel like I can win a marathon, a Comrades marathon, whatever. They're like, nah, you won't win that. I'm like, what? I'm telling you, like, I believe I can win a Comrades marathon. Nah, you won't. Nah, you're lying. People have been training for years. You think you're just going to come in there and win it. So that showed me, I was like, what am I even still doing with the brothers? It's clear as day, right? Clear as day. People are doubting me. There's not even that, maybe you could, there's not even that one hint of hope. It's just like, nah, people have been training for years. You're not going to win it. Come on. Get in touch with reality. Basically what they were saying. So it's like, you have to cut off people, man. Like, I've cut off plenty of girls. I feel like it's well deserved. Like, with all the girls that I've cut off, I have no regrets, right? None. And with girls, like, for me, I feel like most girls have an ego, right? Because us brothers do the chasing. I feel like, yeah, girls have an ego. So I'm not gonna, like, I know my value as a brother, right? I may not be the richest, whatever, the handsomest, but I know my value. And I'll never allow someone to disrespect me. Like, that disrespect is the number one thing you shouldn't allow, like, in all areas. So yeah, it's like, if girls are also prideful, like, if they have an ego, it's okay, like, let them be, right? Leave it all to God. Like, I leave everything to God. Like, recently, like, there's this one, I'll say it's a lady, right? We had a misunderstanding, and it was so random. But you know what, I was like, I assessed her, I was like, you know what, I don't see us being genuine friends, so cut off. Like, these days I'm serious, brothers. If you're not a Christian, if you're not a kingdom citizen, if you're not a believer, we're probably not going to be genuine friends. Like, yes, I have a lot of, I won't say they're friends, right? It's like, it's acquaintances. People I'll always greet, people I'll talk to, but we not have each other's number type of people, you feel me? It's just like, people at the job, people around. If I see you, I see you. But you have to do a lot of cutting off. I feel like this is how you grow. If you don't cut people off, it shows a flaw in you, because you're supposed to be cutting people. You're supposed to have clarity. That's what I'm looking for. Clarity. Who's for me, who's not. And if you don't have clarity, like, that's only destroying your own life. Yeah, man, I feel like that's all I needed to say. It's your boy Mduduzi. Like, comment, subscribe if you feel led. I'm out. Peace.